You paid off your credit card in full, feeling like a responsible adult for once. You checked your score a week later, and it dropped 30 points. Ever wonder why being good with money sometimes makes your credit score look worse? Today, I'll explain credit scores like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand why the score rewards weird behavior, how to speak its language without going into debt, and whether you've been thinking about it all wrong this whole time. Here's what nobody tells you about credit scores. Your credit score isn't measuring whether you're a good person or smart with money. It's measuring one thing only: how predictable you are as a borrower. The banks designed it to answer one question: if we lend this person money, will they pay it back on schedule? When you pay off debt and your score drops, you didn't break the system. You just accidentally made yourself look less predictable in the algorithm's eyes. Think of it like this: your credit score is your Uber rating, but for borrowing money. Uber doesn't care if you volunteer at animal shelters. It cares if you show up when you say you will. Your credit score works the same way. It's a reliable borrower who won't cause problems rating. The algorithm wants to see years of boring, predictable behavior. On-time payments, accounts open and active, no drama, no surprises. The second you do something unexpected, even if it's responsible, the algorithm gets nervous. So why does doing the right thing backfire? Let's break down the biggest rage moments. First, you close a credit card to simplify your life or avoid an annual fee. Here's what happens behind the scenes. Your available credit shrinks immediately, but your spending stays the same. Your utilization ratio spikes overnight. If you had $10,000 in available credit and were using $2,000, that's 20% utilization. Close a card, and now you only have $5,000 available. Suddenly you're at 40%. The algorithm sees that as way riskier, even though nothing about your actual spending changed. Second rage moment: you pay off a car loan or student loan. Feels amazing because you're finally debt-free. Then your score drops 20 points. Here's exactly why. You just removed an active account from your profile. The system likes seeing a mix of different credit types. Credit cards are revolving credit. Loans are installment credit. The algorithm wants to see you successfully managing both types. When you pay off that loan, your credit mix changes. You look less diverse to the algorithm, even though you did the responsible thing. Here's the weirdest one: carrying a tiny balance month to month can sometimes score better than zero. Let me be super clear. You should still pay your statement balance in full every month to avoid interest charges. But if your cards report a $0 balance to the credit bureaus every single month, some scoring models think you're not actually using credit at all. The system wants to see that you're actively borrowing and actively paying it back. That's what proves you're a reliable borrower. You need to show consistent, active use without carrying debt or paying fees. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Utilization is just a snapshot, not a history. It resets every single month when your new statement cuts. If you spike to 80% utilization one month because you had to replace your car's transmission, just pay it down before the next statement. The system doesn't remember. It only looks at your current utilization when it calculates your score. You can recover from a spike almost instantly. Account age matters more than most people realize. Keep your oldest credit cards open even if you barely use them. The system calculates your average account age. Closing your oldest card shortens that average, which makes you look newer to credit than you actually are. Even if that card is sitting in a drawer collecting dust, leave it alone. Let it age like wine you'll never drink, but like having around. The score rewards stability over speed every single time. The algorithm doesn't care if you pay off $10,000 in debt in 3 months. That's impressive to humans, but the system finds it unpredictable. What it wants to see is years of the same boring pattern. On-time payments, accounts staying open, balances staying low, no sudden moves. Hard inquiries get way too much attention. Yes, they ding your score a few points, but they only stay on your report for 2 years and stop affecting your score after 1 year. If you're shopping for a mortgage or car loan, multiple inquiries within a short window count as one inquiry. The system knows you're rate shopping. Don't let fear of hard inquiries stop you from getting better rates. The impact is minimal and temporary. Payment history is the single biggest factor in your score. It accounts for about 35% of the calculation. One missed payment can stay on your report for 7 years. That's why autopay is your best friend. Set up automatic minimum payments on every account. You can always pay more manually, but the autopay guarantees you never accidentally miss a payment. Think of it as insurance against your own human forgetfulness. Here's the practical guide without encouraging debt. Keep your oldest card open and put one small recurring charge on it. Spotify, Netflix, your monthly coffee subscription, whatever. Set it to autopay in full every month so you never miss a payment and you never pay interest. The card stays active, your utilization stays low, your payment history grows. You're not carrying debt or paying fees. Never close old accounts unless there's an annual fee you genuinely can't justify. If it's free, leave it open. The system doesn't reward minimalism. It rewards long, stable histories. If the card has a fee and you want to keep the account age, call the issuer. Ask if they'll convert it to a no-fee version. Most of them will do it without blinking. Don't panic over short-term dips. If you paid off a loan or your utilization spiked temporarily, your score will recover in a few months. Credit scores are slow-moving. They don't react to 1 month of weirdness. They react to patterns over time. If your score drops after doing something responsible, take a deep breath. Keep making on-time payments. Watch it climb back up over the next few billing cycles. Want to know the real secret? Use credit regularly in small amounts rather than avoiding it completely. The system rewards active, managed borrowing, not invisibility. If you never use your cards, the algorithm has no proof you can handle credit responsibly. You don't need to carry debt. You don't need to pay interest. You just need to show the system you're actively using credit and actively paying it back. Authorized user status can help build credit faster. If someone with excellent credit adds you as an authorized user on their oldest card, that account's history can show up on your report. You get the benefit of their account age and payment history without actually using the card. Just make sure the primary cardholder has perfect payment history, because their mistakes will show up on your report too. Credit mix matters, but it's not worth going into debt over. The algorithm likes seeing both revolving and installment accounts. But that doesn't mean you should take out a car loan you don't need just to boost your score. Mix only accounts for about 10% of your score. It's not worth paying interest just to check that box. Here's what most advice gets wrong. People obsess over perfect scores like 850, but anything above 760 gets you the best rates and terms from lenders. Once you're in that range, improving your score further doesn't actually change anything. Stop chasing perfection and focus on crossing that 760 threshold. To recap, your credit score is a predictable borrower score, measuring one thing only. Closing cards shrinks your available credit and spikes your utilization. Paying off loans removes active accounts and changes your credit mix. Small reported balances prove ongoing use, but pay in full to avoid interest. Utilization resets monthly, age matters more than you think, and stability beats speed. Hard inquiries matter less than you've been told. Payment history is everything, so automate it. Use credit actively in small amounts. Don't chase perfect scores past 760. Focus on long-term patterns, not short-term dips. So here's my question for you. What responsible financial move tanked your credit score and made you question everything? Drop a comment with what you paid off or closed. I'm curious how many different ways this backwards system has punished people for doing the right thing.